Hello everyone, Professor MoneyPigTrading. Today we're going to talk about the Q3 2024, the key US stock market events. I'll focus on the technology company AI focus, which is about half of our portfolio and has been doing pretty good compared to the biotech, of course. So I know a lot of people learn this about biotech, but we actually also focus a lot on technology and AI plays. So today, July 2nd, so happy July 4th, everyone. And basically, this is the first part. We're going to make it public. And the second part we're going to share with our members is our swing trading update. A lot of our technology AI option play in Q3 earnings is coming up in late July/August. So right now, currently, we think it's still really decent earnings, but we see season coming, but we see some risk. I'm personally planning to risk about $6,000 to $7,000 to make about $30,000 to $40,000. A lot of trading plans are already happening. Just want to give our members some ideas why we're doing this and the whole big picture, just give you more context why we're doing this as a trading education. If you're interested in our Discord community, make sure to check us out on www.moneypigtrading.com. So really quick, we think this earnings season has some risk. As far as definitely the US GDP, the year over year, as you can see from this chart, has been steadily decreasing. And today we actually just got another reading from ISM. Today is July 3rd already, actually. We actually see a ISM manufacturer index actually also drop. And the decrease is the largest since COVID. So this is telling us the economy is slowing down faster than we expected. And actually it's not very surprising. From some earnings last quarter and some actually report at the end of June, a lot of retail stock actually are blowing up. And we can see Nike right now is trading at even lower than the COVID-19 low, right? So it's really bad. Same thing in the middle, Starbucks almost at COVID-19 low, hovering around $70. Same thing with Target. Target right now is almost at year low. So you can see all those retails are slowing down. So this is probably not going to be a good thing for the technology companies. However, we're still seeing the AI wave continue to push out the technology companies. And we think this earning is probably still going to be fine. What really makes me nervous is the next earnings season at the end of October. That's where we think the tech might also be impacted by this retail and the general economy slowdown. So take a look at the overview of the technology companies and markets. Right now, Apple is going to launch iPhone 16 somewhere at the end of September or mid-September. And this is going to be an AI-driven iPhone, as what they claim. And this will be a pivotal moment for Apple as a company. If they succeed, Apple dynasty is going to continue. If they fail, I have a gut feeling that Apple is going to become kind of Nokia-ish. Of course, Apple has way bigger ecosystem than Nokia. Has Apple Music, Apple Store, and all the stuff. But if this iPhone 16, the sales still cannot be promoted to the level that the Wall Street is currently expected, the Apple stock is going to tank hard, and it's going to bring down a lot of other stocks too. So this will be very important. And Apple already behind many other players on Gen AI. So what they said or released earlier or revealed so far is they're going to collaborate with Google, for example, on Gemini, maybe on OpenAI, which is Apple, Microsoft. And also in the Chinese market, they're probably going to collaborate with Baba and Baidu on their large language model, which I think is a smart way because deploying the large language model is so expensive. We're talking about billions of dollars, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, and Apple's already behind it, right? So collaborating with those other big tech companies, either in US or China, to speed up their Gen AI ecosystem and sell this Gen AI iPhone, which is iPhone 16, is critical. So already Google and Microsoft is benefiting from this potential Apple partnership, and which I think Apple might announce sometime in late August/September that they might collaborate with Google and OpenAI, which will boost Google and Microsoft. And markets already started pricing into it. The Google and Microsoft actually almost or at all-time high. And don't forget, Amazon is also a really big player. AWS ecosystem, and they also sponsor or invest Anthropic, which produced the large language model player Cloud8. And Cloud8 3.5 has been showing really good performance. I use them on a daily basis to develop Gen AI app. It does seem to be comparable and competitive against OpenAI, which is backed by software Microsoft. So Amazon's definitely getting a lot of attraction, and you see the stock is also at all-time high. However, a lot of people are not talking about. I see this Amazon robot taxi every day, literally in the Bay Area, Zoox. So people are really following Tesla right now. Tesla is growing crazy, $50 per share in the past 4 or 5 trading days, because robotaxi event August 8th is coming. However, I think Amazon robotaxi is not being widely talked about, which is kind of puzzled me. Maybe they just don't do enough marketing. I don't know. Like, at least I see their cars running everywhere. So it does look to me Amazon is very ahead of all this AI play, not only on large language model, but also robotaxi and their Gen AI and AI infrastructure provided by AWS. So Amazon is also a very important one. Meta is not falling behind. The Llama 3, when I tested, looks very decent. So they're actually also catching up. The stock price is hovering around 500 right now. It's not going too high, too low. It's not breaking the all-time high compared to others. We already talked about Tesla. Another HPE, when I go to the Nvidia GTC conference, they have a really big booth. They doesn't definitely see the AI PC coming. So these earnings will also be critical to see what kind of guidance they're going to provide. So all these tech players, they all need, in the middle is the semiconductor producers, right? Nvidia produce GPUs, which everybody should know by now. AMD is catching up. And we do think AMD potentially can provide a really good guidance in this quarter, because their margins are going to improve in the next 2 quarters. And also their CFO or COO, I forgot, revealed last week that somebody might want to build a really ridiculous large GPU cluster. I forgot the numbers. They probably need 5 or 6 digital GPUs, which is the largest ever seen. And they might get it from AMD, which I don't know if it's true or not, but we'll see. This is what their kind of earning guidance will provide. And if they do see that big demand, we could see AMD stock price start to pop. Right? SMCI, Dell, they're the server players, because they can help plan the server or provide some server equipment. That will also be part of the GPU data center. And we're seeing a lot of stock price appreciation there. Micron provided RAM for all this large language model needed GPU, and they provided HBM. However, we like them less because we do think they're a little overpromising right now, and we can talk about in the next few slides. And TSM we like. It's a chip manufacturer, provide all the chips for all these providers that we mentioned. So all these are tightly together, right? And if any shipment GPU got delayed, that's going to impact all the schedule for new models, new product launch from those FANG company. And same thing, if the FANG company cannot really make money from those GPUs, large language models, their GPU demand will decrease. So any piece that got delayed or broken or see negative side, we're going to see all this Gen AI thing going down. But if this cycle continue, we're going to see everything start, all this Gen AI play keep going up. And the same thing with the QQQ, which is NASDAQ ETF, and the 3 times bullish QQQ, which is TQQQ, they will also continue to appreciate. So all these are our key watching the next July/August earnings. So for the next slide, right now, what we have seen is the semiconductor has been consolidating for about 2 weeks now. Either Taiwan Semi on the left, Nvidia, or AMD. But again, as we see the earnings, we might see those stocks start to move again. And to the video that we're going to provide to the member, we're going to provide more context about Nvidia, which we see a lot of risk coming up. So currently we have been doing really well on the Nvidia option side. So back to May, we make about $14,000 a month. We mentioned in the last video, the video links on the upper right corner. And also what we didn't mention is in the long-term investment, we have been shouting out Nvidia and NVDX, which is 2x bullish Nvidia. Back to December 2023, we told the members that I'm expecting more GPU demands next year from the AI wave. So we're actually getting Nvidia at 47.5, that's pre the stock splitting price, and also the NVDX at 30.7. And now they all appreciate when at all-time high 150% and 625% correspondingly. And we also share, well, at least in the benchmarking account that we show the member the actual money that we're trying to play, this is the profits that has been doing really well in the benchmarking account. So the important timeline is the next few weeks versus July 11, the CPI numbers. This is going to be critical. If this number looks higher than expected, it's going to tank the whole market. Right now, we don't have the estimate yet since we're still gathering data from June. Once we have more information, we're going to update our Discord members. The next coming up earning July 18 is the Netflix, which is the first FANG report earnings. It's always important to see what Netflix provided and guided. That will affect the whole narrative in the coming earnings season. Taiwan Semi also very important. If they can provide good guidance, that probably means Nvidia and other semiconductor plays that we mentioned earlier is going to do well. So these two earnings are really critical. And the week after July 23rd is Tesla earning, which we believe is totally priced in already. Definitely not cool to chase here. July 25th, we're going to have Google and Microsoft earnings. And we're going to see if they can provide more guidance to the upside. And usually, if Google and Microsoft continue to push into the earnings, usually the good earnings are mostly priced in, and we don't think there's a lot of upside from here. PC data, July 26th, another inflation data, actually what Fed really cares about. This data compared to the CPI number has less on real estate on the weight. So this number, if lower than expected, just like what we see in June, that means the inflation is definitely cooling down. Then after is July 30th and the Amazon AMD earnings. For Amazon last earning, it was a little disappointing that they don't really announce dividend like Google does. I don't think they're going to do that since they always reinvest their money to many different other things. But good to see their guidance, and also on AMD, if they can provide a better guidance, I think AMD is going to retest right now at 160, probably going to retest 170, 180. Meta earning again, which is a little tricky, together on the same day with the Fed Powell speech for the FOMC interest rate decision. I personally think this is the last chance we can have a rate cut by the end of this year, because the next one, September, that's right before the election in November. So they don't want to be seen as they are not political neutral. So I don't think they're going to cut rate in the September FOMC. So if they don't cut rate this time, they cannot cut, assuming they cannot cut rate in September, then the next time they can cut is November, which is already kind of late. So maybe we won't see, if we don't see in July, maybe we won't see a rate cut at all, or maybe we'll see the first rate cut in November. We'll just have to see. However, his tone, yesterday he has two speeches, has been seen dovish. However, every time I notice when the stock price is at all-time high in the stock market, he will come out and say something more hawkish, just to bash the market a little bit and pull the market down. So probably going to be a pretty volatile day. The market right now is pricing that there's no rate cut in July, so maybe we're going to see the first one in November. Probably going to be a volatile day that day. Just see SPY moving up and down $3 per share, and we just have to see how it goes. August 1st, Apple earning, very important. We're going to see how it goes. What kind of guidance Apple can provide, what a new exciting Gen AI product, together with the iPhone 16 announcement sometime in September. We don't know. Usually early September. They haven't announced the date yet. Tesla robot taxi already potentially pricing already as well. August 8th. That's also important to watch. And of course, probably the most important of all of them, August 21st, Nvidia earnings. And also, don't forget that September 10th, there's a second U.S. presidential debate. Last week, when we see the debate happen, President Biden didn't perform that well, and we see a lot of the yield actually the day after actually jump up and pull down all the technology stock. So the same thing happened. We could see a sell off, but of course, there's already. We see the news that President Biden might step off the election, and we don't know. A lot of moving pieces, and that also will bring a lot of volatility on this presidential election campaigns in the second half this year. So we just have to keep monitoring the news. And lastly, the Micron earnings, which is on September 25th. Definitely watch the AMD and Micron insider sell. We have been noticing a lot of them. That is something we see as a little unusual. The Micron CEO has already sold 40% of his stocks. Okay, Palantir early investor Peter Thiel sold 26%. AMD CEO Lisa sold 13%, CFO Jean sold 34% so far. This is all year to date. That's a pretty big insider sale. That's another kind of orange flag to us that maybe something's happening. The insider already see this is the peak of the Gen AI wave. And Micron in particular make us really nervous because right now, if they cannot, first, the CEO sells so much stock, right? And if they cannot deliver enough HBM3 memory, which is used for NVIDIA H200 GPU, and if NVIDIA cannot ship enough H200 GPU, they're going to miss their guidance or lower their guidance. It's going to tend NVIDIA quickly and the whole NASDAQ stocks. So that's something I'm closely watching just for your information. And if you're into the sector, probably you should also watch it. So Micron earnings September 25th, definitely closely monitoring. For the PC data, again, we already seen a slowdown. This number continue to drop. So we do think the inflation is cooling. The economy also comes with the cost of the economy is slowing down. And the economy is slowing down faster than anybody expected, including Fed, in my opinion. That's another risk I see in this earnings. If the economy is slowing down so quickly, a lot of spending on ads, on software will slow down and potentially might impact the FANG earnings. If not this earning, most likely next earnings. So this earning play, I'm kind of like 50-50, but I still think it's a good chance, especially there's a good seasonality coming up in July as always. So potentially the companies are still going to guide higher, but hey, this is probably the last time for this party to continue to run down. So currently definitely FANG leading the round. Amazon all-time high, Microsoft all-time high mentioned, and also push the NASDAQ to all-time high. So thanks for this longer video. Just want to give you guys a high level of what's going on in Q3 while we're watching. Again, if you like our Discord community member, make sure to check us out on www.moneypigtrading.com and make sure to follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, or MoneyPigTrading. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.